Hi all. I'm a little unsteady I'm on a very high bar stool that I can't actually reach the ground on. So I'm very high up at the moment, as you can probably tell, because I'm kind of level with my mannequin. So behind me, you can see, is the blanket I've been working on, the scrap blanket that I started August last year or something. I started it. You see, it's all the way up here, and it's, I say, about 5 inches off of the floor at the moment. If I stood up, there you go, so it's basically my height. That's 5 foot nothing for those who don't know. This is hard. But it's still got a little way to go yet. I want it as long as it is wide. Ooh, try not to knock things off. But I realise I haven't done a craft catch up for a long time, because first I was just super busy with study and the shop, and then I've been really bad for a little while, but I'm back on my emergency meds. Yes, Jan, I took them, I'm a good girl. And I'm feeling much better. My head still hurts, but the awful, drained, sick feeling that I've been feeling has, touch wood, gone away, so I feel much more myself, which is nice. Should have took my emergency meds sooner, but I figured it was just a health flare, and I don't take them for a health flare, I take them for an actual virus or something. But I'm guessing I actually did have a virus and I let it go on way too long. It got really, really bad the other night, absolute horrendous, and that's when I said, that's it, I'm taking my emergency meds. And I wish I took them sooner, but now I know that I should take them sooner, just in case it is a virus and not my flare. But you know, I'm still learning. They're going to send me on a steroid training thing with a nurse so I can have a better understanding of when I should take my emergency meds and when I shouldn't, that sort of thing. I don't think I'm taking them anywhere near as often as I should, but oh well, never mind. So anyway, I don't have a lot to show you because most of it's already gone to the shop. I planned on doing a video before I took the stuff to the shop, but I was not up for it, so I just couldn't do it. So I will include photos of anything I've taken to the shop. Those who have been on my Instagram and my Facebook, we've already seen all the puzzle balls and that, but I will try to include them somewhere in here. But otherwise, I've been working on this, which is still going. Again, those on my other social medias, Instagram and Facebook, would have seen me adding colours. This is the bottom, because it's still trailing the yarn on the top of it at the moment, so I've got it upside down. Not that it matters which way around it goes. The pattern is completely reversible. It's front post double crochet, back post double crochet, or treble crochet for UK, the whole way along. So it's basically a ribbed thing, so it makes it big and squishy. It's really heavy. There's a serious amount of yarn in this. This is for me to put on my daybed in the lounge, so that there's something squishier for the back, because there's no cushions along the back yet. I need to make some, and so it's a bit hard on the back for guests who stay, because I have some pillows on my end, but anyone else who sits on it while they come to visit is quite hard, which is what poor Ruby usually ends up on. So I thought this would be much more comfier for them. So this is just my poncho. It's just stored here so that there's something on the mannequin. It's there to remind me that I still haven't wrote up the pattern and done the tutorial for it yet. It's not working well, I still haven't done it. But oh well, I'll get it done. I'm having a little more time. The shop, I'll go into the shop later. There's a lot to tell you. And this one, years ago I made Ruby a kind of poncho top thing, and I've been trying to work it out and rewrite it up so that I can do it as a pattern. So, don't know if you can see properly, but it'll have buttons down the side there, and then this is the armholes, and then this section here on Ruby's I did it long enough that it was a hood or a cow neck. This one it was just the test that I didn't do the full length, so it would be longer than that, so they can be a proper hood over. Ruby loves it, and she says I should make them to sell, so I figured I would. But it's just a basic stockinette knit with garter stitch border. I'm going to attempt one in crochet as well, so that there'll be a knit version and a crochet version with various stitches. It'd be pretty easy to swap the stitches out once I've got the sizing sorted. So this one is on, what size is this mannequin? Have I wrote it down? No. Okay, I think this is a 1 to 2 year old mannequin. I think this is my toddler one. Could be 3 to 4, I can't remember what age I bought, but it is toddlerish size. This one won't be for sale. It's made with scraps of yarn, so there's lots of knots and things in it. This is just, I use that yarn to test, and it's also going into this. You can't see it, but it's down the bottom that way, is some more of this yarn into that, because that's what I'm using it up for. But yeah, so I'm going to get that one wrote up soon, hopefully, because that one's a bit easier to write up than this one. Not that this one's complicated, it's pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of math going on to make it go bigger. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of math, I just winged it when I made it. I just have to work out what I did, because it depends on how many stitches and how many loops I've done to the sizing, so I just have to go back, work it out, and then I can do it. So yeah, those two are future patterns. Finally got around to making myself another pair of wrist warmers out of the Wicked colourway. I'll just put these on. These are just the shell stitch ones that I put the tutorials out for. I really like this colour. This is the King Cole Riot Wicked, and I think it's gorgeous. Mally liked it so much he actually has his own pair, but his the blue is up this end, so I started at a different place. So ours are kind of like the opposite colour way, which makes them easy to tell apart. That and the fact that his are much bigger than mine, because I have tiny hands and he has big man hands. He's 15 soon. That is scary as. He's taller than all of us. So what else done? I've done some soap savers. This is one that I haven't finished yet. That they've gone to the shop. I'm pretty sure I put photos of them up on my Instagram as well. This one's just done in the lemon peel stitch. But I've done some in single crochet stitch, that's double crochet UK, and then the lemon peel stitch, which is made up of single crochet and double crochet, or double crochet and treble crochet for UK. But they're quite pretty, though I'm getting quite low on cotton yarn, so I need to buy more. I need to buy more yarn of everything, basically. And then I did some more face scrubbies. These ones are single crochet stitch. The ones I've been selling in the shop were lemon peel, but I thought I might as well do a soap saver and face scrubbies that match, so that's what I did. So now there's two types at the shop. And then this I started yesterday, well last night, because I fancy doing something that's a bit thing. So this, I don't know if you can see, it's just a basic mesh thing. I'm making it up as I go along, there's no pattern to follow, so I might buy it down at some point. But basically this will be big enough to be a shawl that you can wear around like that, or a scarf that you can wear around like that when it's done, and also big enough to tie around your waist to be like a little sarong for the beach. So it's going to be a multi-use one, and it's going to have fringe. I'm using Candy Swirl. Who makes Candy Swirl? Stylecraft Candy Swirl. This is one of their colours. I don't have the things, I can't remember what colourway it is, but it's basically the 3 different purples. So I'm mirroring the colours, because one of my balls was rolled up the wrong way around. So started off with the darkest, then went to the medium, and then to the lightest. Now I've gone to the medium and I'll go to the darkest. So instead of following, always doing the darkest, the medium, the lightest, and the darkest, I'm going to mirror it the other way. Does that make sense? Hope it does. You'll see it when it's done. So that's basically all. I am twisting on this. That's all I've got done really, because I can't show you the puzzle balls because they've gone. I'm going to start on some other toys soon, because I got a bit fed up doing only bears. So I'm doing a bunch more of different things. So and I really want to get back to doing my more boho hippie style clothing thing, which is something I always loved when I was younger, but then I became proper mummy and tried to be less embarrassing for my children, because believe me, when I was younger I dressed weird. But now that they're all grown up, they don't care. I can go back to being more hippie-fied, so that's what I'm doing. That's what my shot's going to mainly be, more of the boho, hippie-fi, colourful type stuff. Jan knows the stuff I'm on about because, like me, she follows Star Lily Creations. Awesome, wonderful person. And I've just found Forever Wanderings as well, and Morale Fibre. Those are people that I really love the stuff they do, and I'm going to be doing more stuff like that. Jan, if you're wondering, Urban Gypsy Crochet, Jan Carruthers? Did I say that right? I don't know, sorry Jan. Yeah, we've been chatting and we liked a lot of the same stuff, and she keeps showing me all this really cool stuff. So I'm trying to come up with some stuff that I like to make as well. I could just cheat and buy the patterns of the ones that are doing, and there's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna buy of the patterns from Star Lily Crochets because they're really pretty. But some of the stuff, like a simple mesh triangle, I can do that myself. I don't need a pattern for that. But she's got a few different things that I'm going to buy the patterns for, because I'm still, though I've made quite a few circular vests over the years, I'm still not 100% on the stitch counts to get them good. I'm very talkative with my hand, aren't I? So I'm going to pay for patterns from other people who already work that stuff out for a little longer until I can understand the best way to expand and get the nice shaping and things like that, so then come up with my own patterns. Because I've got lots of ideas, but I need to work out stitch counts a little more, better understanding. So yeah, there will be more of that sort of stuff coming. I would say soon, but I need more yarn. I know I recently bought quite a large chunk, but it's toy yarn. And then the King Cole Riots are for wrist warmers and hats and gloves and that sort of stuff. I didn't buy enough of that, of individual colours, to make actual garments. Though I hope to, because it looked really pretty. I want to make a poncho in it. So I will do that at some point, but I'm going to get a bunch of other colours and other yarns in for garments as well. Yeah, I think that's probably all I've got to tell you about the business side of things. Well, the crafty side of things. I don't think there's much more to show you. I've not done huge. I've spent several days just studying continuously. There's a lot to read. A hell of a lot to read. So I'm constantly doing that. But I'm not doing it every day because I need a rest. My brain needs a rest. So I crochet on my rest days. Yeah, so what else have I got to tell you? I have an appointment with the pain clinic. That's the 11th of March. It was a week later, but they cancelled it and they moved it forward a week. It was like, great! So fingers crossed that goes well. It's the first time I would have gone to a pain clinic. It's taken until this doctor I'm now with to agree to send me to one. He couldn't understand why no other doctor would agree to send me to one. But fingers crossed it goes well. I'm looking for ways to cope with my pain and to get healthier and fitter without the use of painkillers. I will accept if they say that I need to take some painkillers, but I don't like putting loads of junk in my body. It's already got enough problems. So I'm hoping that they can help me find new coping mechanisms and new ways to exercise that don't cause quite so much pain and that sort of stuff. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. What else? Right, so the shop. Let's tell you about the shop. Been going great. The first few months, we've had it at the end of November, and it's still been going, and it really well. I was doing really well. I was selling faster than I could make them. So were most people in the shop. It's been fantastic. Tonight, which is Thursday the 27th, they're having their first late night shopping, evening shopping, which I'm not taking part in because Duncan's in London and I can't get there. But I'm sure it's going to be fabulous with loads of different wonderful things. There's new artisans coming in all the time. But those who have been paying attention to the weather will know down here we've had two storms, one straight after the other. Dennis and Korea or something. I can't remember what it is. I think I mentioned it in the last one. Well, those played havoc with the shop, and the back end, which had the gallery and the kitchen and the toilets, are condemned. They're no longer usable. The health and safety have shut it down. We actually supposed to shut the whole shop down, but because the front end is undamaged, we're still using it. But it's a temporary situation. The landlord that owns the building doesn't want to pay to fix the building, the council only had a small budget for us to do this because it was their experiment, and there's no budget left to fix the building because it's not going to be cheap. So unless we can find either the money to fix it up ourselves, with the help of the council and other things, or if we can find another building we can move into that's not going to require a lot of money to get fixed up itself, we might lose the shop. It's a real shame. We were doing really well. It was already being moved into starting the process of turning it into a not-for-profit community thing, so that artisans from all of Wiltshire can sell their stuff and work in there and do workshops and all that sort of stuff. But now we don't know if we're even going to have the shop by the end of March. The end of March is our last planned time with the council. We were supposed to take it over. The artisans were supposed to take it over. There's a committee set up. I'm not part of that committee, but they keep us informed of what's going on. They were supposed to take it over from the end of March. Now, if we can't fix it up, there'll be nothing to take over, and so there won't be a shop to sell it in town, which is actually quite heartbreaking, because it was doing so well. So many of us have been doing fantastic in there, and you've got to see some absolutely beautiful and amazing work. A new one we just had is pottery, which looks amazing. We've got loads of wonderful artists selling their drawings and their paintings and their photography. And then there's crocheters and there's knitters, there's woodworkers, there's jewellery makers. You know, there's such an amazing range of people and crafters in Wiltshire that will really into this shop. But you know, most of them are like me. They do these crafts, but they don't make a huge amount of profit. We can't afford to pay for a shop ourselves, and so unless we can find some way of outsourcing finding the funding to pay for all of this, it's not looking good that we're going to be able to keep it. I know I never got around to filming in the shop for you guys to see. That was purely because as it's run by the council, you need permission from the council, and they said that I need everyone who's in the shop to sign a form so that I could film in there, which, you know, isn't doable. So I never got to film in there, which I think is a real shame, because I think being able to film the shop so people can see in real life what the shop looked like instead of just from photos, and see the atmosphere, I thought would have been a really good bonus. But I wasn't in control of the social media side. That's one person's in control of that, and she did work for the council. Now she only partly works for the shop. She has a different job now. She's in control of the social media, and I couldn't do any of the stuff that I wanted to do with it, which is a shame, because I do think social media is important for businesses, and I think advertising is important, and advertising is as far in advance as you can go. Not like the Meet the Makers, they were advertised on the day, like an hour or so before we got in there. I advertised mine as soon as I had the date set. I started advertising, and it needs to be more advertising. She can't do it all. She has an actual job as well as running her own business, so I don't know why it was left to her to do it all. I'm not blaming her. I just think it was a silly move not to make the most of social media, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Maybe if we can save it and the full control goes over to the artisans, maybe the committee might allow me to film in there and do more social media things in there to try to boost the shop again. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know what's going on behind me. Sounds like someone's hammering or something. That's great. I think I'm going to go, because that's probably going to carry on for a while. That usually does, and the battery on the camera's going. But I think I've covered everything. There's not much. I have missed you all. I know I've been a really crappy friend, and I've not really messaged to check up on anyone recently. I've not been up for doing any of that myself. The only reason why I speak to Jan is because she messaged me first, and it's really nice, but I haven't had the presence of mind to think, oh, I haven't spoken to this person or this person, I need to reach out and check how they're doing, because I haven't been able to do it. It's a struggle at the moment, but I'm hoping things will pick up. I mean, I've only got 3 more TMAs and EMAs to do, and then I'll have the summer free and I'll be able to film more often. Oh, I'm going to go because that's getting really annoying. I will see you all soon. You all take care. Bye.